Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, we're going to take a look at Courageous Simba at skill level 4, 5, and 6. The major difference between the three skill levels is actually just one thing, and it's going to be his skill range. At skill level 4, his skill range is going to be large. Skill level 5 is extra large, and at skill level 6, it's going to be extra large. And by the way, I do have another video that covers the lower skill level for Courageous Simba at skill level 1, 2, and 3. In that video, I do go in depth of his stats as well as his strategy, so if you're looking for his stats between skill level 1 through all of skill level 6, definitely check that video out in the description below or in the top right hand corner. I'll also link it to the end of this video, so stay tuned, you'll definitely be able to see that as well. For this video, I do want to focus on skill level 4, 5, and 6, and then also show you the skill range and what the differences are between all three of the skill levels, so let's get into it. The strategy to using Courageous Simba at the higher skill level is actually pretty similar to the lower skill level. So what you want to do first is before you activate Courageous Simba's ability, you definitely want to get rid of all the magic bubble on the screen. And the reason for that is they do sometimes get in the way. So just like you saw there at skill level 5, the bubbles got in the way a little bit and didn't get necessarily the maximum chain. And here it is again, same thing is happening. There is a bubble in the middle, so I only got a chain of 28. I probably would have been able to get a chain of 29 if that bubble wasn't there. If you do have a bubble at the lower screen area, like at the very bottom, like you see here at skill level 4, that's probably okay because the burst area actually doesn't get to that area. And before I go any further guys, if you guys find these videos helpful or at least entertaining and like to see more Tsum Tsum content just like this, please consider subscribing to this channel. It really does help me out a lot. Okay, so the next thing I want to cover for Courageous Simba is the first part of the animation where he jumps on top of 3 giraffes and pops some bubbles here and there. So he's going to jump on 3 giraffes there and then pops like a small area of bubbles. That area actually doesn't matter. Or what I mean by that, it doesn't matter between all of the skill level. Between skill level 1 through skill level 6, it's going to pop around the same range of bubbles. And it's going to range anywhere between 5 to 7. Sometimes you might get lucky and get 8 bubbles, but for the most part, it's going to be between 5 and 8. So don't stress out too much about that first part. As long as you follow the same strategy of getting rid of as many bubbles as you can off the screen before activating Courageous Simba's ability, then you're going to be okay. The next thing I want to take a look at with you guys is his ability activated at the same time. So let's take a look at that and then analyze it closely. So let's slow it down quickly and let me show you the first part of the animation. And this is the part where I mentioned that it doesn't matter. So take a look at skill level 4, 5, and 6. You'll see that for a majority of these pops, they're going to be either 6 or 5, or sometimes you might get lucky and get a 7. But for the most part, they're going to be 5 and 6. So like I mentioned earlier, it doesn't change. There's only one thing that's really going to change for Courageous Simba's ability, and that's his final burst here. And as I play through here, this is going to be the area that's going to be burst. So like I mentioned earlier, you definitely want to get rid of the magic bubble or else it's going to get in the way. In these example, it is optimized. You might argue that skill level 5 has that bubble there, and I probably might have been able to get one more, but that's generally okay. If it's going to be the last zooms in the outer area, it's going to be just fine if you don't have bubbles there or have a bubble there. It's not going to impact your chain. Keep in mind, you definitely want a higher chain because the higher the chain, the more coins you're going to get. So let's play through here and you'll see here at skill level 4, I got a chain of 27. And then for skill level 5, I got a chain of 29. And then at skill level 6, I got a chain of 32. So it's not too bad, I think, when it comes to chain and also coin earning at the higher skill level. Overall, I think that Courageous Simba is a very easy Tsum to use, but when it comes to coin earning, it's not the most effective. If you look at the stats here at the very end, you're not actually going to be able to use Courageous Simba with a 5-4 coin boost effectively until skill level 5. You probably could get lucky enough for skill level 4, but over time you really need to bank on having a coin fairy or like a really significant coin boost to get a large amount of coins. So I wouldn't say spend your skill tickets on Courageous Simba or even really stress out about getting him. Again, if you are able to get him as a beginner, then he's a great Tsum for a starter Tsum, but the amount of coins you would need to spend to try to get one copy of him is going to be difficult. I do like his animation though. I think his animation as it plays through is just the right amount of time. I also like the little reef thing. The leaf, I still haven't figured out if it's a leaf or what it is. Maybe he got into a pile of leaves and then he's trying to shake it off. But I think the animation is really cool. But other than that, I think that you should definitely save your skill tickets and also your coins if you don't have a copy of Courageous Simba already. I think if you are a collector, then of course you definitely want to get at least one copy, and maybe in the future if you have extra skill tickets then you can spend it on him. But yeah, definitely save your coins. I don't think it's worth it. So let me show you at the end of this gameplay on what I actually earned for these 3 gameplays. These gameplays I am playing with the 5-4 and also the time boost on, so keep that in mind when you are trying to achieve the same results. And also for these gameplays, they were my first attempts, so I didn't really have that much practice with them. So keep that in mind as I'm going through these results with you. At skill level 4, I got 2,127 coins. At skill level 5, I got 2,564 coins. And at skill level 6, I got 3,220 coins. And if you take a look at the scores here, for skill level 4, I got 5.2 million. At skill level 5, I got 6.3 million. And skill level 6, I got 7.99. So it's pretty close to 8 million. It's pretty decent for score. And also these Simbas that I'm playing with right now are still at the relatively low level. So if you do level up Simba, I definitely think that you could break 10 million. So if you want a relatively easy Tsum to use that could earn you a decent amount of coins, especially getting through this month's missions, then definitely Simba's not a bad option. So consider getting Simba if you want a very easy Tsum to use. For this month, that could get you a good amount of coins. So let's compare it as well to skill level 1, 2, and 3. You'll notice that there is a jump between skill level 1 to skill level 5, but when you do that, you're spending a lot of skill tickets or spending a lot of coins to try to get a lot of copies of Courageous Simba. You can double your score going from skill level 1 to skill level 5, but you're spending a lot of resources, so keep that in mind. Relatively similar when you are skill level 1. To double your coins, you'll go to skill level 4, but you're spending about 4 or 5 skill tickets there, and I don't necessarily think that it's worth your skill tickets on investing in Courageous Simba. So overall, I think Courageous Simba is a fun Tsum to use, but definitely save your resources for better Tsums. So that's pretty much it for this review of Courageous Simba. I hope that you guys found this video helpful or at least entertaining. If you guys made it this far into the video, please consider supporting this channel by subscribing. And as always, thank you so much for watching.